I hope I didn't scare you too much there. I slept really good. This bed is super comfortable. It's kind of firm, but there's like a pillow top, I think, on it. Is that what you call it? So, and also nobody snoring, no cat jumping on the bed. And another thing that's cool is because my cabin is right here at the water level, you can hear like the water sort of rushing by, and it's a very nice, different kind of white noise that I'm used to, so that was nice. If you didn't watch the last video from this series, I am not on the itinerary that I thought I was gonna be on. I thought I booked a 4-night Main river cruise, but I booked a 4-night Rhine river cruise. It's like the ship does, like the ships in Miami. I said this in the other video too, you know how there's like, one leaves Miami and does Eastern Caribbean, goes back to Miami, and then does Western Caribbean, goes back to Miami, and then does Eastern Caribbean. And somehow, I don't know how it happened, but so today, like right now, I'm in Mannheim. So I'm gonna just take a shower and head on land. I will be doing a full cabin tour, but in the meantime, I wanted to show you, look, these are the Rituals bath accoutrements. Marcus said I should buy some empty bottles and then just like pump these all into empty bottles and bring it all home, but I'm not gonna do that. At least not with the hair conditioner. And it's hard to show you, but this shower door situation is weird. It's 2 doors that come together like this, but I'm assuming that I'm gonna flood the bathroom. I think it's unavoidable. Well, a little bit flooded, but that's why I decided to put the bath mat towel up here, and now I'm just gonna use it to wipe all that off. Wanna see what I look like just getting out of the shower? Here I am. You didn't think I was really gonna show that, did you? This is the plan for today. We are in Mannheim until noon, and then we get to Speyer at 3, and we're there until 8. And what does it say here? There's an excursion this afternoon. I didn't book that one. Some port talk, light music, and the daily cocktail is the tropical punch or the Johannes Spritz. Better take a picture of the telephone number just to be sure.
Walking down a familiar street, I am struck with a blow to the left that makes me drop to my knees. No one around for me to get up and chase, 'cause I waited till I wasn't aware and punched myself in the face.
There's another ship here. It is the Tauck in Speyer. I know some people were recommending I check out Tauck. Maybe I'll do that next time. If you've been on a Tauck river cruise, how was it? Let me know. There is a convenient sign here pointing towards the center and the palace, which is what I want to see. And I wanted to show you, look at how dead all this grass is. It hasn't rained here in a long time. And I know some areas of Germany have been having forest fires because of it, because everything's just so dried out. I know most people don't talk about this, but Germany also has states. So the country is divided into states just like the United States. And this here on the other side of the river, is not only a different city. So this side is Mannheim and that side is Ludwigshafen, but they're also 2 different states. So it's like, this is Minnesota and that's Wisconsin. To give you an example that's close to my heart. Continued following the arrows to the palace, to the Schloss, and I don't know. Am I about to get some free hugs down here? I spent enough time in cities to know that you can make a wrong turn and very quickly be someplace you don't want to be. But there seems to be enough other people here, and they look reasonable. Actually, no. There's some people living in that tunnel. So I did walk through it because other people walking through there too. But I think I'll be finding a different way to get back to the ship. I have reached the palace, and now don't freak out. You're still watching the very unofficial travel guides, but I'm about to give you actual facts. The Mannheim Palace dates back to the early 1700s, which seems wild to me. There are buildings on the main shopping street by where I grew up in the USA that have been torn down and rebuilt 3 times in my lifetime. And here's this palace in Mannheim, Germany that has parts that are over 200 years old. It's also crazy to me that elected officials at the time could deem a huge building like this as necessary and then create an extra tax for the people to pay for it. If you think politics are messed up now, think about that for a second. In fact, this facility is so large, it has never been fully occupied. After World War II, many residents of Mannheim voted to have the palace removed since it takes up so much prime real estate directly on the river. But through private donations and once again the government stepping in, over $54 million was raised to rebuild the damaged parts. So there it sits now. Some of it's a museum, some of it's used by the local university, and some of it is more or less empty. When I was reading about the history and use of this place, it all sounded very similar to the Netflix series Bridgerton. Many famous dukes and duchesses were allowed to live here back in the day. Their mistresses and illegitimate children would secretly visit. Their fathers arranged marriages to gain status and money, and Napoleon even shows up in the lineage during his heyday. Like I said, very Bridgerton. Did you watch that? And those were facts. Now let's keep walking. It's kind of suboptimal that we arrived here so early and are leaving at noon. We have to be back on board at 11:30 because it's Saturday and the shops, nothing's open until like 10. So we basically have an hour. There are some cafes open, like Starbucks. So if you want to get a coffee and a snack or maybe a bigger breakfast, you could do that at this time. But like if you want to go shopping or go into any of the stores, bring home a bottle of wine or something, you're gonna have to wait until after 10. And on Sunday, everything's gonna be closed. That's just how it is in Germany. Okay, I know I promised you we were done with facts, but I found something else I need to tell you about.
The Mannheim Tower.
I'm too embarrassed to tell you how long it took me to create that 1 second of video. This water tower and the fountains surrounding it also have a few crazy stories, like how the fountains were built and then they didn't work and sat dry for several years. Then even more fountains were built that didn't work, even before they got the first set of fountains working, and then how the architect, Gustav Halmhuber, ditched the project in the middle of construction, and how the construction company went over budget and over time, but all in all, the scaffolding was removed on March 14th, 1889, and serviced 2,263 water connections in the city. This whole area of the city was designed around the water tower, and if you look at it from the air, it's pretty cool. It's kind of Paris-like, even though down on land, once again, the fountains aren't working.
There you go. And I'm getting a Starbucks, don't judge. Do you want something? What do you want me to get?
Actually, I didn't go to Starbucks because I saw a cool looking coffee shop just across the street and I wanted to support a more local business instead. So I got a nice iced tea and sipped it on the walk back to the ship. It was still before noon at this point and already over 80 degrees.
Back at the pier, and there is a Viking ship coming, and I wonder if it's gonna dock in the second row, which is something that happens a lot on river cruises. If there's not enough piers, like not enough jetties, then the ships dock next to each other, and the passengers of the one ship have to walk across the other ship. And it's something that you do if you have a yacht or a sailing vessel. It's something that happens in the sailing marinas all the time too. Well, somebody thought I looked friendly and local and stopped me to ask for directions. And of course, I don't know where anything is here. Chatted for a little bit. And in the time that we chatted, the Viking ship just cruised right on past. So it did not dock here in the second row. But if that does happen on this cruise, I will be sure to show you. And if you watch the videos of my last river cruise on the Ruse Prestige, that happened in, I think, just about every port. But I think it is in time to once again enjoy the moment with Viva Cruises. What do you think? You do have to check in and out using your card. Like this. Oh, there's all sorts of ship traffic happening out there right now. Look at this. You don't usually see a barge from this perspective, but there it is. Oh, this light looks so much better than the fluorescent lights or the LED lights or whatever here in the cabin. Why can't it just always be this light? We're sailing away down or up. Well, let's see, what direction is the current going? We're sailing up the Rhine in about half an hour towards Speyer. And as I told you, I didn't know I was going to Speyer, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to do or what there is to do there. I decided not to pay money for an excursion, so in the 20 minutes until we sail away, I'm probably just gonna do a little bit of research and see if there's anything worth showing you. And in the meantime, how about a nice sail away montage?
I'm not sure if time could ever cure this mind as you're fading out of sight. You're just a star among the night.
I just totally scared myself down here in the cabin. I was sitting down here to take off my shoes and socks to just get some air on my feet. Doesn't that feel good after walking around on a really warm day in closed shoes to just take off your socks? It feels so good. So I took them off down here and I sat back up, and then I freaked out because I saw another person in my cabin. But that person is me. I don't know. Some people would be scared to see me in their cabin. By the way, it's almost lunchtime.
Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and check back in a few days to find out what happened the rest of this day. I took a bike from the ship, which is actually included in the price on Viva, and because it was just so hot, I rode about 5 miles out of the city looking for a lake, kind of in the middle of nowhere. Also, when I got back to the ship, I had my first bad experience with Viva Cruises. It's bad, and I hope that they fix it. So make sure you check back to see what happened there and how it was resolved. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. See you soon.